So I
Yeah.
became a coach to be there for the people who want that. But it's real easy.
Incredible.
Start today. You'll start feeling better no matter how you feel right now. If you're at the lowest of the low, and even if you're really pretty high or anywhere in between, if you start those 3 things seriously today, you will feel better. I promise.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Infinite Abilities Podcast. I am your host, Nick Yerhart, and we are here to encourage each other to find our own unique abilities. Let's go. All right, everyone. So today we have Ramona, and I can't wait for her to tell you what she does and just, inspire you and help you out. So, Ramona, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, let's see, Nick. First of all, I'm really glad to be here. Thank you for having me on to talk with your audience and with you.
Sure.
I'm really looking forward to it. So what I do is I am a success coach. I'm going to say a spiritual success coach. I actually use the title of vibrational mentor,
I like
and I
that.
work in small groups and privately with people for total transformation. For anyone who is, I would say they would consider themselves kind of a more intermediate or advanced practitioner of things like law of attraction and positivity, things like that, where they've been
Yep.
doing a lot of personal development and they're looking to do something big. Usually it's something like starting a business, especially a
Mm-hmm.
heart-based business, but it could be get a new job or find a partner or something like that. But it also could be, start the next biggest nonprofit that's going to save the world.
Mm-hmm.
And but they're finding themselves running into some sort of a glass ceiling, kind of some sort of a
Yep.
roadblock, and they know it's somewhere deep down inside them. Well, I help with that. I help with
I've
that.
been there. I've been there. Yeah,
Right? Well, I think we all have.
yeah. Like I started, my self-development journey about three years ago because I knew that something needed to change. I
Yes.
knew that I had more potential, but I just couldn't see it. So
Hmm.
and I wouldn't say that I really started my journey on purpose. It just kind of, I started to, find good podcasts around mindset, and then once you kind of start going down that road, then you're like, oh, I want more. I want to learn more. What more can I change about myself? And then
Yes.
and some people they start their journey as okay, I want to get to here. I want to be like that person, and I don't know about you, but to me, self-development never ends. This is
Right.
something that you can do your whole entire life and just keep on improving.
I so agree with you. I feel like I'm
Yeah.
going to be not working on myself, but allowing myself and appreciating my own expansion till the day I die.
Yep.
Absolutely. And
Exactly.
enjoying it, loving it,
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah.
love it. I love that aha moment, that moment of expansion,
Uh-huh.
whether it's mine or somebody else's. I love that aha moment. Like, oh, I just figured that out. Okay. I just got what you meant, or I just figured out what I've been doing, and I can let that go now, that kind of a feeling. I love it. I live for that.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Me too. Me too. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
absolutely incredible. Because so as coaches, a lot of the issues that people deal with stem from something that happened at their in their childhood, and
Yes.
like that aha moment when they figure that part out, and then they realize that they can move forward and they don't have to be like that anymore. That's so
Yeah.
remarkable, and the
Yeah.
same goes for mindset. Like once you figure out that you can change your mindset, it's like, oh, and then once you make that little shift in your mindset, just shift it to try to look at more everything in a positive way. Once you can do that, the world actually turns out to be a better world. It's like
Yes.
the world changes because you changed. It's really
Yes.
incredible.
Yeah. I actually teach that we're actually creating our own world. So if we're not enjoying our
Yeah.
world, we change what we're creating, which means change what we're being first.
Mm-hmm.
And then the world changes to match us. So we're all
It
walking
does.
around in different worlds. Your world is different from my world.
Yep.
So,
And
all of this politics and divisiveness, it's nonsensical because your world is
hmm
different from my world. So why would
yep.
I argue with you about your world? It doesn't make any sense,
Exactly.
really.
Yeah, I agree so
Yeah,
much.
yeah,
And before I got started in all this, like you still hear it. The world is bad. It's going downhill. Before, like, I seen that. That was
yeah,
my reality. Like, I
yeah.
seen it. I watched the news. I followed politics. I don't do any of that anymore
Yeah, me neither.
because I don't want that garbage in my head. So,
Exactly. I
but
don't want that to be my world.
exactly. So now,
Right.
like, my world is much more positive, and the people in
Yeah.
my world are better people than
Yes.
before. You know.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes.
So, like, do you agree that, like, you become who you're around?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely. The
Yeah.
my circle of friends now is so different. So, like,
Same.
it's kind of like which comes first, the chicken or the egg. As I change, my
Hmm.
the people that I'm around naturally will start to change, and as they start to change, as they continue to be higher and higher, let's say awakened individuals or enlightened or aware or however you
Hmm.
want to say it, the more they are like me, then the more I become like me too. Like it's
Yep.
a like I don't know which one exactly comes first, although I think it's when I set the intention is when it really happens. I set the
I agree.
intention, and then I start to change, and then everything around me changes, including the people around me. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
Beautiful.
you mentioned like the law of attraction. Kind of like, are you talking about like what you think about becomes reality, like that type of thing?
Yeah, that's a lot of people say it like that, and I like to say it a little different because I think that's misleading the way that most people say it. What you think about
Mm-hmm.
comes about, because it's not what we think, it's what we
It's what
feel.
we, yeah.
So, like a lot of what I help with is overthinking. People who are thinking about something, they feel like they're doing the work. They'll even think about, like meditating or think about, being positive. And so then they will feel like they have been positive. But if you're fretting underneath all that thinking, and
Mm-hmm.
thinking is kind of by definition fretting, the only reason to really feel is to come back into the heart, into the breath,
Mm-hmm.
into the body right here, right now. Now I'm feeling. And I can be in touch with, oh, I'm a little perturbed right now, or I'm a little sad right now, or oh, I'm feeling some anticipation. Whatever I'm feeling, I can't feel it accurately if I'm thinking. If I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking, I'm not feeling. I can only be
Yeah.
aware of one or the other. And so,
Huh.
yeah, thoughts lead to feelings, and feelings lead to, our vibrations and everything that we create. But
Mm-hmm.
if we think that we're doing it by thinking, then we're missing the most important part. We've got to feel it first, and then it will create itself, basically. That's pretty much what I teach. I teach
I
people how to feel again. How to feel
I
safe
ab-
enough in themselves to feel. That's exactly what I teach.
I absolutely love that. And if you would like to go into more detail on that, that would be incredible.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'd happy
Because
to.
that's
Can,
like actually a new way of. I've never heard of it like that before. So
well,
like
so
I'm very curious. Like,
yeah, so I mean, this is what I think that so many people kind of dismiss. They've seen The Secret, or they've read the book The Secret, or they've
yep.
listened to some, Abraham Hicks or Bashar or whatever, and they think, well, okay, I'm going to try that, and then they think for a while, or they try it. I'm doing air quotes
Mhm.
for anybody who's just listening audio. They try it, and then it doesn't work, and then they think, oh, it's a bunch of hooey. Well,
Mhm.
so the reason why my company's name is Heartset LLC, because everybody's thinking about mindset. Everybody talks about mindset. You got to change your mindset. You got to improve your mindset. You got to raise your
Yeah.
mindset. Well, that makes it all feel like it's in your head. But when it's in
Mhm.
your heart, then now we're teaching heart set. And when you think about heart set instead of mindset, now Procrastination totally makes sense and it doesn't bother you anymore. Now, self-sabotage just kind of disappears. It's not even a thing. You realize what you were actually doing, not self-sabotage. Imposter syndrome disappears completely. Authenticity emerges. And just to be clear, by authenticity, I don't mean honesty. Authenticity is very different from honesty. So I teach authenticity, and that is just the comfort of being ourselves, the comfort of being seen. So that if I want to make a video, if I'm starting a business, for example, everybody knows video is where it's at, right? Let's say I want to come on a podcast like this. And if I'm afraid to be seen, if I don't like the way I look, if I don't like the way I sound, then I'm not going to feel comfortable. And that lack of authenticity is going to come through, that little bit of discomfort. And it taints everything that I'm feeling about. So when I get into my heart, when I get into my authenticity and I fully align my full self with all that is, whatever you want to call that, now I can be myself. I can emanate. I can feel. I can get out of my head and I can really start creating what I want through my focus. And once I focus on something, even if it doesn't exist yet, so if I focus on a desire, let's say, and I really feel the purity and the beauty of that desire, and I've let go of anything that doesn't feel good about that desire, which I call entanglement. So if it's yearning, for example, like, in the pop love songs, where they, oh, I can't live without her, yeah, no. So I want her, that's the desire. That stuff about not being able to live without her, that's entanglement. We let go of that. That pure desire, that's how we create. That is exactly how we create. And we have to feel it. We can't just think about it. In fact, it's better if you don't think about it. If you don't think at all.
Yeah, I will say, like, that's one thing that I've been working hard on, is to, reduce my overthinking. That's something that I've struggled with a lot, and it's getting better. But as you know, these things, take time. So, but
and practice, just repetition, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And I think you have a new client right now, because I love everything you're talking about, and I'm super interested to learn more. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to sign up with you.
That would be great. Do you think your audience and you like a very short little training that I like to do? It's like a little tips and tricks kind of a thing, something you can start right now. Would you like that?
I would love that. That would be amazing.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, great. So one of the mainstays of what I teach is to make it really simple. So I say there's only one rule. Now, some people have trouble agreeing to this rule, but once you've agreed to the rule, it really works, okay? One rule, do whatever it takes to feel good. And you learn very quickly, thinking doesn't feel as good as not thinking. Overthinking feels worse than underthinking. Feeling feels better than thinking. So thinking is pretty much in the past or the future. Feeling is right here in the present. So do whatever it takes to feel good. Now, some people feel like I don't deserve to feel good, or I don't know how to feel good. Like can be some resistance to that. But once you agree to that rule, okay, from now on, do whatever it takes to feel good. But Ramona, what if that means that I'm going to start drinking all the time, or I'm going to start gambling all the time, or I'm going to turn into a serial killer because I'm mad at people all the time, or, like, oh no. Okay, calm down. So here we go to the next thing. There's only one skill. So the first one was a rule, right? From now on, we only do whatever takes to feel good, right? The skill is learn to discern what actually feels good. And I'll give you a spoiler alert. It's never the drinking or the drugging or the overeating or the whatever it is. It's the coming back to self and really feeling into what you actually want and how you actually feel, and not sugarcoating it, not repressing it, not suppressing it, not denying it, not arguing with it, just really being yourself. And a lot of people are really afraid of this. Like, if I really look at myself, I'm going to find something I don't like. It's going to be really upsetting. And so to relax that enough to find the trust or the faith and the discernment. So there's that skill to discern what actually feels good. It means like actually listening to your body. Like, okay, what's going to feel better, the donut or the broccoli. Let's just
Mhm.
forget all the commercials, forget the sugar rush. Let's just
Mhm.
feel into the actual body and let the body
Yeah.
decide. And then
Mhm.
afterwards, we'll see if we agree, if the body still agrees with itself. In other words, there's
Mhm.
a skill there, and I teach that skill all day long, how to
Hmm.
discern what actually feels good, to trust it,
Mhm.
and then discern it, and then, of course, incorporate it. Well, once you've discerned it, it's easy to incorporate because you've got the
Yeah.
rule. You're already following the rule. Do whatever it takes to feel
Mhm.
good. Then
Yeah.
the last one is just one habit, and that's just to allow things to unfold naturally. To
Mm.
let go of all the pushing and the striving and the proving and the earning and the
Mhm.
overwork and the overthink and let all that go and just let everything unfold naturally. So you can start all three of those right now. They're very
I love
simple.
it.
They're easy to remember. They
Mhm.
might take some practice. They might take some skill development. They might
Mhm.
take some training. People who want training in this come to me, but you can do it all on your own. I did it pretty much on my own. I was listening to Abraham Hicks. They were my teacher, but I wasn't, working with a coach or anything. I couldn't find a
Mhm.
coach. That's why I do what I do, because I couldn't find a coach when I wanted it. So I
Yeah.
became a coach to be there for the people who want that. But it's real easy.
Incredible.
Start today. You'll start feeling better no matter how you feel right now. If you're at the lowest of the low, and even if you're really pretty high or anywhere in
Mhm.
between, if you start those three things seriously today, you will feel better. I promise.
I
Yeah.
love it. That's incredible. Incredible.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm starting that now. Thank you.
Thank you.
So cool. Yeah.
Excellent.
Thank you. Well, thank you for sharing that. That's just, that's why we're here to add value to the audience. So I
Yes.
love that you did that. So thank you.
Yes. You're very welcome. My pleasure.
Awesome. So my slogan is your abilities are infinite. What does that
Yes.
mean to you?
Well, that means if I can imagine it, I can have it. I can be, do, or have it. If
Mm-hmm.
I desire it, the resources to have it already exist. That's what that
Hmm.
means to me. So
I
if
love it.
I can't see something in other words, if I look right at somebody or something and I can't understand it, that means that there's something there that I'm not matching to. I'm not a
Mm-hmm.
match to it. I don't have that in me. But if I look at something and I say, oh, something or someone, an event or whatever it is, oh, I would love to be, do, or have that.
Mm-hmm.
That means there's a part in me that already matches it because I can see it. I can feel
Yeah.
it. I can want it. As soon as I want it, and this is one of the major things that I teach, as soon as you want something, that desire spins out. I'm talking about vibrationally right now. It spins
Mm-hmm.
out and it becomes, and then it turns around and it looks at you and it says, come here, come here. And
Yeah.
if you just follow that call right to it, you'll become it. You will have it. New house,
Mm-hmm.
new car, more money, better body, whatever it is that you're wanting. But that desire in our culture, we put a lot of stuff over those desires. Like, first of all, you can't
Mm-hmm.
trust your desires. A lot of people think they can't trust their own desires. Like, again, I'll be overeating, I'll be drinking, I'll be
Mm-hmm.
gambling, I'll be doing pornography, I'll be doing all this stuff if I let myself really feel. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of trust that gets built up that's really, you know, not encouraged in our society. And so I help people remember how to start trusting themselves again. And that goes actually very easily. But that desire, if you've got that entanglement over it, then it won't feel good. That's how you know that
Exactly.
there's entanglement to it. A pure desire is divine and it feels good. So
Yes, it does.
infinite possibilities, something that you and I couldn't possibly even think of right now. Somebody else is thinking right now, something
Mm-hmm.
brand new that's never been thought before. They're wanting
Yep.
it.
Mm-hmm.
That's infinite possibilities.
Yep. I love it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think that kind of goes into one of my favorite sayings is you don't know what you don't know. I think that
Yes.
kind of goes into it because like you don't know what is possible, you know,
Well,
and it's
exactly.
just striving to figure out what is
Yeah.
possible.
Isn't that what I think it's the Buddhists that teach beginner mind? Isn't that a Buddhist concept? I think it is. The beginner mind is one of their basic concepts. Like, no matter how much you think you know, come into anything new or anything every moment with a beginner's mind. In other words, be open, because exactly, we don't know what we don't know, and if we don't know it yet, then we don't even know what it sounds or smells or tastes or feels like.
Yeah.
And so the openness allows that to come in, whatever that is, and then we can decide if we like it or not. If we don't like it, we just look away. If we like it, we look right at it and we say, "Ooh, I like you."
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. That's awesome. Awesome. Okay, so how can people reach out to you? How can they find you? How can they work with you?
Well, my website is ramonagaley.com. And I've got a gift for you and your audience members, for anybody who wants it.
Ooh.
It's a private podcast that I've put together that and it's they won't find it just by going to my website. So I can send you the link. I can say the link. It's ramonagaley.com/private-podcast. Private-podcast is the end. So there's no link to it on my website because it's not just for anybody. It's just for you guys. So,
Thank
what I've done is I've done a series of having guests come in and ask me. They pick the topic, and we've done self-sabotage, we've done imposter complex, we've done clarity, we've done authenticity a couple of times because it's such a big subject. But different people come in and ask, and we'll talk for 20 to 30 minutes just on that one topic. And they'll ask me a whole series of questions about it. So it's a lot of fun. It's educational in a very relaxed, flowy kind of way. You can just listen to it while you're doing the dishes or whatever. And ramonagaley.com for just general, and then /private-podcast for your free gift.
I love that.
Love to connect
Thank
with
you.
Yeah, absolutely. My pleasure.
And yeah, I'll drop the links in the show notes so everybody can find them. And yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. This was really incredible.
Oh, thank you, Nick. I've enjoyed myself so much, and thank you for the wonderful work that you're doing with your podcast. You're just really spreading the love, and if everybody was doing that, just think about how our world would be.
I know,
right? Spread the love, spread the love.
Yeah, this world would be incredible.
Yes.
But as me and you know, the world is pretty good once you're good.
The world, yes, exactly. Once you're good, your world is good. That'd be a good slogan for somebody.
Simple, easy, and to the point.
Yes, exactly. Well, it isn't that interesting that it seems simple and easy, and it is simple and easy. But when we've got 30 or 40 or 50 or in some cases 60 years of being trained, the opposite way, it can take a little help to get to remember, to get it back again. But it's right there waiting for anybody who wants it. It's so beautiful.
It is. Yep. You just gotta make the commitment and go for it.
Absolutely.
I love
Set
it.
that intention. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on.
My
this
pleasure.
Was awesome. If you enjoyed this show, please go ahead and share it on your Instagram story and tag me here, the Nick Yerhart. Also, go ahead and share it anywhere else that you see fit, because the only way that I can grow this is by you guys sharing it. I don't sell anything on here. I don't have any sponsors, so let's just get it out there by word of mouth and help more people. Alright, everyone, remember, your abilities are infinite.